So we're basically, let's just go into a little bit of a Doom Tower is a great place to do this because we can actually put 5 champions in and we can kind of go like a little draft in order here. Obviously, this is not what we'd face, unfortunately, in Arena. That would be so much more fun. Yeah. Based on the roster, so we're going to use a little placeholder here. We're going to use Raglan as our Wight Queen Ancora. We'll call her the non-Wight Queen Ancora. So I think, obviously, if you're going to use your Narses, and I think you would agree here, I don't think he has as much, although he doesn't need her, you want to pair them together because of the fact, it's like some champions, like Timit, physically get so much more power from her because he gets that guaranteed extra turn. Whereas with him, it's like none of his skills actually become that much stronger. Like, they're not that much better. It's more that he makes her give him skills with the A1. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. Like, because she A1s.
She enables his ability to do damage more frequently is what she does. And like that pairing is very scary. And I think the beautiful thing about Live Arena is that, and we talked a little bit about this before we made the video, but basically a lot of what you're doing in Live Arena is you're trying to force people to ban a champion that they don't want to have to ban. Like, you know, if you put in Cora and you put Narses in the same team, it's very scary to leave them both in there because that pair does enable his ability to refresh his skills so quickly. And so therefore it's a really strong pairing. So if you don't ban one of those two because you banned a lockout, well, now you have to deal with that. And that's a lot harder than just dealing with them on their own. So yes, without a doubt, Narses and Cora, aka Raglan in this case, definitely thrown in there. And I think you're looking at Duchess, you're looking at Shuzen for you, you're looking at any champion that's tossing out a bunch of, I mean, if you had a Sifi, like Sifi would probably be top of the list. Like that would be the champion you'd really love to throw in there with this comp for sure.
Do you think?
And then probably Rotos.
I was going to say, who would you partner? So obviously, most people know you can't go into Live Arena with one damage dealer. This is the main issue that I have with my Sun Wukong because he is built in a very, like, there's 3 ways you can build Sun Wukong: full damage, full debuff, and prioritizes A3 and sheep. Or you build him like in this like kind of hybrid version where he has a bit of damage, but not necessarily crazy amounts. Like, he obviously does crazy amounts, but not enough necessarily to punch through tanks. But he also can do a bit of debuffing. I've gone the complete debuff route because he is my only answer to Ultimate Death Knight. I don't have something like a Jorget that I can cut through it. I don't have a lockout. So it's like my only solution is to sheep the Ultimate Death Knight and kill their win conditions. My only answer. So that's why I went this route. But I do find the biggest problem with him then is like he takes up a DPS slot because you still need 2 revivers. So there's your thing. And then because like before Rotos, I had not just standard attack-based champions, like, well, Nekret's got to go in, otherwise they're not going to stay alive. It's like, now I have no space for an extra DPS. So I've stopped using him, mostly. But I do wonder what is, like, the best DPS to partner up based on what I have. It's probably going to be Rotos. It must be, surely.
I think it's Rotos. So the reason why I would say it's probably Rotos for your account is Rotos is still very terrifying in Arena if built correctly. And I think the thing that I would look at is, first and foremost, both of these champions are essentially tanky because of Rotos' passive, the fact that he can't be killed with just one really big smack. And so if they don't ban, like, let's say they ban your Ancora, they leave your Narses and your Rotos, you've got 2 really good damage dealers. Now, obviously, the hardest thing with Rotos nowadays is there are way more ways to counter him than there ever were before. UDK, of course. Arbeus can work. Also, Harima can definitely improve, Stone Skin as well. But the thing is that he's still extremely scary. And what you really want to do is put, most of the time, you're trying to put, like, what is my scariest option? What is the most terrifying champion I can put in here so that they are forced to ban him and leave something else? Because if you're putting a Rotos in there and they don't ban Rotos and they ban Narses, you know what I mean? And they don't have, like, let's say you ban their UDK, like, now you can start doing work. You know what I mean? Even if they have a Harima, you can get around that with Rotos eventually if you can keep the fight going, if you can keep them alive. In that scenario, you've got 2 revivers. Maybe it's a Nekret. Maybe it's a Shuzen. You're taking more turns. So I think for your roster, like, he is still, in my opinion, probably the scariest other damage dealer to pick along with your Narses in this comp. Like, I'm trying to look at what else you have. Show me some of your other.
This is how I've got Rotos built at the moment.
Okay.
Obviously, Dust is the problem. That needs to be health. That's okay.
Yeah.
That needs to be health, really. That needs to be crit damage. HP's all right. That needs to be health. No, that could be attack as well. Its HP is really low, so attack might be better there.
Is there any reason you haven't ascended these yet, or you just don't have the stuff to do it, or are you waiting?
I just didn't have the materials, to be honest, because I built him like a week ago, I think.
Oh, okay. Yes, you just built him. I mean, I would go ahead and I would ascend that right now, because he's going to get added damage and survivability off of the glove.
I tend to ascend in clan
the
versus
glove
clan.
for sure.
I normally hoard up all the oil,
okay.
clan versus clan, ascend everything, and like everyone else, wait Shadow Legends. So we've got like a pretty nutty boot here right now. I would say this is probably like...
Yeah, it's a really good boot. Jesus.
God tier. But again, we're on this rework. Like how many... Because there's so many options it could be. We've run out there, so we can't really get more. But that is like God tier. The helm is...
Well, see, if I'd known this piece was on your thing, I would have made you rework this one.
Yeah, this is it.
That is an incredible boot.
Yeah, so...
that's incredible.
We've got like a pretty strong... Like that's probably as good as it's going to get. The defense roll kind of sucks, but this was the first primal... first mythical artifact I forged in the forge since we had the mythical charms, and this popped out. I was like, damn.
Congrats. That was good.
That was
good, man.
That was my affirmation that mythical charms are the best thing that Sintran has brought with us. That's by far.
I think I actually agree with that. I think that's the best part of Sintran.
I don't even hunt the gear. I'm like, does it have mythical charms? Yeah. I'm doing that one.
The charms are so incredible for perception based gear or lethal, or you know what I mean, like it's just huge.
So we've also got like that used to be on Morty Macabre, not anymore. HP with triple HP, pretty good. And I think then his rings
great build.
These are a bit okay. They're not the best, but reaction, it's like...
But still, that's like for where your speed is at. I would prioritize having reaction over not. I think that's the right choice. I think you're making the right decision there.
Yeah, so that's how he's built in the moment. Masteries wise, Helm Smash obviously makes sense, and I've gone for like the little counterattack thing there.
Oh, interesting. So all right, one thing. I would actually switch your mastery here. So on your offense tree, I'm surprised you don't have Cycle of Violence. Right, or not Cycle of Violence, excuse me, Whirlwind.
Oh, Whirlwind, yeah.
I would really think about this.
I don't know why I picked this. I agree.
So I think Ruthless Ambush used to be more in vogue, whereas nowadays, like you're just trying to get as much speed as possible. But for Live Arena, especially on your nukers, you're almost always going to pick
there you go.
Whirlwind, because you need that increased speed. That really can make a huge difference between you getting a win and losing. And Rotos is like killing things left and right, so you're going to get that 18 bonus speed no matter what.
Shieldbreaker, good idea.
I actually still like Shieldbreaker for Rotos. Yeah, I do, because you still face a decent amount of shields, and he doesn't have anything in his kit to ignore them. So yes, I think for Rotos, Shieldbreaker does make a lot of sense. And now more than ever, you see people with bolster. You see people with shields on, Stone Skin and bolster type builds. So I do think Shieldbreaker is useful for the vast majority of champs.
Just on the Shieldbreaker, for anyone watching, and you're building a Narses, don't put it on Narses, because this only works
don't do that
if you're damaging a shield, and he will ignore the shield. So it's never going to work for Narses. You can obviously take it if you need a path to a mastery, like we're doing here. So take Whirlwind of Death. I thought single out was a good idea, because majority of the time he's going to be attacking probably until he scales all the way up. That's always going to happen because it's lower than 40%. I figure that's a good idea, finishing people off.
I think single out is always solid. Like you want to increase damage the lower they get.
Could go Life Drinker.
I'd rather go single out. I'd rather have the increased damage.
And again, I feel like this is good because he's going to start with lower HP, and then we obviously go Kill Streak.
Yeah,
makes sense. Into Helm Smasher, because you can get that 100% true damage on the A3.
Perfect.
Cycle of Violence.
Yes, definitely. Cycle of Violence for sure.
You could make an argument for a lower area to go Stoke to Fury. If you were using debuffs yourself, like obviously this is what we like to call the Gurptuk boost, right? You take Gurptuk in Hydra, you stick Stoke to Fury, congrats, you've now just got like 30% more damage. It's kind of nuts. But I still think because he's going to be scaling into HP, that's just too good to do this effect.
So
Methodical, maybe.
This is interesting. I actually would probably choose Methodical only because he's going to get that Methodical boost so quickly most of the time on that A1. I think it's 10%, up to 10%, 2% per turn. Is that right on Methodical?
It needs 5 attacks, yeah.
Yeah, and like because of his extra turn mechanic, you can make an argument for Methodical. I think the biggest thing with, if you go back to the shield one, I can't remember what it's called. Blood Shield kills an enemy, 15% of his max HP. You could definitely do this as well once he's scaled up. I think the biggest question here is, how fast are you getting his HP up? So like the blood shield is actually, probably blood shield. I think that makes the most sense.
I think
because if you're hitting like 100k like Rotos HP, that's now a 15,000 HP shield
kill someone
on top of his passive, which makes it a lot harder to kill him. So yeah, I think blood shield.
Excellent. And then obviously I always like to take Wisdom of Battle, to be honest.
I honestly, Wisdom of Battle is way more important than it ever used to be, especially in Live Arena because of stuff like Sifi.
It's the only way to stop the Sifi ban, really, if we think about it.
Yeah.
So I often go this way. This is obviously better anyway because you normally take critical hits. Is you could say this is kind of good because you don't get the healing.
Yeah, that is also good.
And then you get to delay death to give yourself damage reduction, but then you would sacrifice Wisdom of Battle. So if you get perma-slept, then unless you've got... you don't need this if you have Sifi, but obviously I don't have Sifi, so...
You also don't need this if you have 6-star polymorph.
Well, this is it.
because then you're not like, oh, yeah, go ahead, sleep me, become a sheep. So that's like the one downside, of course.
But it's just kind of like you kind of waste this middle row if you go the Wisdom of Battle.
I know, it's so tough in that regard.
And now I often... So if we think of the team we're going to be putting him with, if we've got Wight Queen Ancora, we've got Narses, what I'm expecting one of those two will get banned in Live Arena, pretty much. And
I would imagine.
I expect either Narses or Rotos to get banned permanently.
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the two.
So, like, if we think about that, then we're probably putting either a Shu Zhen, a Duchess with it. So a Duchess kind of invalidates the need for this, but Duchess would obviously have Wisdom of Battle. So perhaps we don't need that because of the support we're going to put with him.
I think the other thing too, like with the defense tree for Rotos, like so much of Rotos's scary factor is one, he can kill you almost immediately. And then also if you can get him going really fast and get him taking multiple turns, even some of his counters can be dealt with. Like, once UDK is out of Stone Skin, you can kill UDK with Rotos.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you might weed hit, but it definitely happens. And I've died to that before too. So I think one of the things that people will do, at least at my level, is they'll actually put him in, weirdly enough, Cycle of Revenge. So they'll put him in this so that he's getting increased turn meter and going faster and damaging people's Stone Skin or shields or whatever, and getting back to that turn quicker. So if you wanted to do that, like, you could go with Wisdom of Battle, but if you're going to be using him mostly with Duchess, it's tricky because, getting that delay death, reducing the damage he takes is really big. And then on top of that, also getting his ability to heal when he kills someone, and he will be killing people.
Yeah,
is important.
It's a tricky one.
I leave this up to you. This is kind of the user's preference. You know what I mean? There's no wrong decision. I'm actually going to look up right now. How do I have my Rotos spell? Because I don't even remember what masteries I have on them. So I'm going to look it up right now and tell you what I've got.
I think the key thing as well is you always want to get Rotos back above 50% HP, because as long as he's above 50% HP, he's safe. If he's below 50% HP, now he's in like the death zone on top of Everest. It's getting scary at this point.
Yeah, so I've actually got him in Bloodthirst. Yeah, I've got him in Bloodthirst, and then also Delay Death and Cycle of Revenge. Yeah,
I'm going to go with the master of the arena here. So, and I think that's pretty good. Like, there's a value for Retribution, so you proc his A1. So if there's like a nuke, I don't know, Wukong, then often the A1 counterattack will just one-shot that Wukong dead, because most of the time they're so squishy. But just getting turn meters, you just want to take turns with him, because once he gets his A3 back, then he gets an extra turn into A2, and it just becomes, as we like to call it, you get Rotos. So that would be like Wight Queen Ancora, Narses, Rotos. Do we obviously need a revive? And I think that I've got a couple of options. Now, Ancora is single target, and I always like to have AoE with single. And I think that's a very good balance. You think like Marichka's AoE with a Sifi single, that kind of balance feels really good, which makes you automatically go towards Duchess. But I do have as well what I think is one of the most toxic champions to fight in the game. I absolutely hate it. In every content I ever face, this champion is, I can't even find her. This champion.
Now I'm really curious.
It's the most
Elva, yes.
It's the most toxic thing because of this. Even when you're trying to use it yourself. I was doing an Amius and she kept veiling my Amius target. So she kept veiling Artak, and I was like, why is it now targeting someone? And that's so annoying.
She is a much better reviver and arena champion than people maybe have realized. Like, at the high level, like, people understand that, they know that. Like, you'll see her pretty frequently. And I've lost to her many a time because her ability to cleanse, heal, and revive is really, really, really clutch. And then, of course, her ability to hide targets.
It's so annoying.
So useful. So useful, and it has saved my bacon so many times where a target that was very close to getting killed suddenly gets healed by her. And also Elva is like, she's really, really great to counter people like Ragash. Like if you face a Ragash, that affinity matchup is clutch.
Yes.
Like the hardest thing with Elva is when you face Harimas.
Yeah.
Because usually people will pick Harima and then they'll pick like Georgid or they'll pick Taurus. And you're in this tough position of like, who do you ban? Because Harima just eats her up, just absolutely eats her up. So
I
hate facing Harima.
I feel like that's a pivot slot, right? That's kind of like depending on what you see. But
yeah, I mean, like I would probably pick Duchess over her most of the time. I think
kind of takes the Ancora
Duchess
spot, right? That's the spot she would sit in if we didn't have Wight Queen Ancora.
Typically,
it would be like here.
Typically,
to pair that up.
Or you could even go triple reviver. Frankly, you could go really crazy with the revives
because then they can't.
Or you could go Nekret here.
Yeah,
because
I don't think Nekret is as valuable once you put Rotos here because he's very strong, but I find his passive very difficult sometimes to get working. Like because sometimes he'll pick the target with the lowest HP, and Rotos has high HP, and he's going to scale. So it's like sometimes it's quite awkward to get this picking the right target. In my experience,
if you're doing it like from auto, he's definitely not a good auto champion. I think for live arena, one of the advantages that I like Nekret for is, let's say you have a Rotos. Let's say for whatever reason you feel like you can't ban UDK. Like, you know, they've put a Crixie against you, or they've put a Warlord or a Yumiko or something that you're really terrified of. And you feel like, man, if I don't ban this champion, I will lose. And so the one thing I would say about Nekret is I like Nekret in those situations because he can get around that. He can get around that UDK passive and help you enable that Rotos to do damage. And of course, he keeps your champion alive longer. But this is kind of like a dealer's choice kind of spot here. I feel like as long as you've got two solid revivers on this team, which you do with Ancora and then Duchess or Elva, you can go a lot of different ways. Like if you had Lockout, this would be an obvious spot for something like Lockout.
Like a Crixie, Yumiko, Warlord, something of that nature.
Yes. Yeah. And
we don't have that.
That definitely would come into play. You could do the Shuzen here, of course. Like that would be a spot to potentially do Shuzen. You could do... trying to think like what makes the most sense for the kind of stuff you face. You could also do something like Mithrala, to have an additional cleanser or even the ability to potentially like Stone Skin or Petrify. Like you face a lot of monkeys and stuff like that. So she's not going to get, get sheep.
He's in provoke gear.
Uko's great.
Just like it's often quite useful if I know I'm going against a heavy buff. But the danger with picking Uko is obviously he's AoE. So you never want to run, you always have to pick him last because you never want to run the risk of then having to permaban the Mortu because you've picked it. So that's always the risk with Uko.
The Taurus, Marichka. Like there are definitely some comps he's really like. I can't even use him in my level of arena most of the time because he's permanently a sheep, which is so frustrating.
It's just worthless. I mean, he's good for stealing buffs.
The bummer.
But then I suppose he can polymorph himself from stealing the buff on his passive. So
he's like, it's so frustrating because he's really a great champion. And I even built mine to be like anticipating the polymorph quote unquote nerf when it was happening. And then I saw the actual nerf and I was like, all right, well, it was a good idea.
It was actually a fine nerf until they changed the stats.
Oh, dude. By the way, you should build your Xena.
She's in the queue. She's ready to go.
Don't neglect Xena. I know Shinny is a big Xena believer, but I will say that she has really, really good uses. Like since I'm guessing you probably face a lot of CFs because of the fact you don't have her. She is actually quite a scary champion in the right build and in the right team. So I would not neglect your Xena. I would put her in that queue to build for sure. As a potential Rotos like replacement, potentially. The other thing too is like one of the other things you might be facing in arena, or at least I face a lot, is the Lizard, Hierophant Lazarius.
Don't see him.
And that affinity. Okay, you don't see him, so lucky you. He's incredible. He's extremely good. But so for those of you who do see him, Xena can actually work pretty well as a counter. Because of her ability to first off, take off weak hits from him. So
interestingly,
Tormin.
I decided to put my Tormin in 4-piece Rathalos.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right, yeah.
Because I actually had a situation when I was like, there was a freeze and a burn up, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Because literally every time someone took a turn, he just like counterattack, got himself 20% turn me to counterattack. It was actually a little bit disgusting.
That's actually
kind of
cool.
Crazy. Obviously, you'd never really burn or freeze in the arena, but it's like, they've done full speed team. Boom. Now you can't. Now you can't.
That's actually also Yeah, that's also a really great option for that third kind of slot. You know what I mean? Because first off, he's hypothetically potentially giving you a boost in damage,
yes,
which is great. But he's also bringing utility, and he's counteracting, like he's hard counteracting speed teams.
Yeah.
So that would actually be a really, really good choice, because then you're putting someone in a really tricky position where, like, you have the Duchess and Cora team, you're running slower, but if they're running speed and they use those abilities, they're becoming frozen, and that is absolutely dominant.
Obviously, you run the risk if they just ban the Tormin, then you actually get to your turn, which is always a risk. But as long as, like, I think, like, you start your defensive teams at minimum 250, you're probably going to get a turn, because if you can just go, I'm going to ban your Arbiter, so you can't go fast.
What's your Duchess build? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, no worries. Been talking for a good hour, but I think it's been so good.
I can literally talk like for 5 hours with you about this kind of stuff. This is like my most passionate thing for Arena, and I love looking at people's accounts. And also what I love about where you're at in Arena, Saf, is that you have different options. You have counterplay. You can use different champions. Like, I can't do that.
Well, this is what we were talking about.
Okay,
right? So for me, coming up into live arena, it was starting to get frustrating because I didn't have options, because it was almost like you had to go either a speed team and then hope they don't go a tank team, and then if you lose. There's just like, there wasn't enough protection for my Nekret. So a lot of the times it would be like, the only way to keep my attack-based champion live is Nekret. Well, they banned my Nekret. Now I can't play the game. So I didn't have in my account enough, I don't know how to ban him out problems. Up until Tormin. Tormin is when it started changing for my account. When the Tormin event started, I was like, great, that's now a champion that is like a hard ban for these speed teams. Then I got Rotos, and then I got, I think I got another legendary. I can't remember which one. It was another one that was really good. Then we started getting things like Kaja and Timit as well, which are offering ways to be able to play the game that could be more stressful for people. They had to ban him out. Timit is actually significantly good for a lot of Sintranos. I don't use him as much in Arena, but he's this ability in Sintranos is phenomenally strong.
It actually would be on certain levels. Yeah, that makes sense. And also the fact that you're not getting polymorphed off that. So I think Timit is, I know Biohack loves him, and I haven't had a chance to really build him yet, but I kind of want to build him just for like niche uses.
It's the only way I see you make Fortis work. Siphi, Kaja, Timit, Fortis. Siphi to give you the defense buff.
Okay.
So the way you would basically do it is you'd kind of go in, Siphi does the defense buff, you basically come in with Kaja, you basically take away all the buffs, build him in high accuracy, then he gets an extra turn, then you can get the Freya out here because he's got a lot of accuracy. That basically activates the Fortis passive, and now Fortis passive can one-shot people. It's the only way that I can see it working, because Fortis does a lot of damage, but he needs a defense buff, and the only champion I think can make that work is Siphi. You could do Mithrala, but then, you're basically reliant on Kaja as the only reviver. It's just...
This just makes me sad hearing this, because I know I could never do any of this at my level because of sheep. I just can't do any of this.
This ability now,
these are great strategies.
It really hurts. Like you get a couple of fears out on this now, it does the numbers. Like I've heard 300,000 in Doom Tower with it now, but obviously it's a long-term fight, and if you can't keep stacking the fears up, then it's a bit of a problem. But Duchess here, she is built in 2-turn Stone Skin.
Yeah, love 2-turn Stone. I am a huge believer in 2-turn Stone Skin. I'm shocked. Good reaction, but why we've got show me these bottom row pieces. We've got to ascend these bad boys.
Yeah,
we got to ascend these.
Honestly, because I don't think I'm happy with them, and that's why I haven't done it, because I don't think I'm super happy with. I probably, when I built this, I didn't have any lesser oil, because normally I just 1-star ascend them anyway. Like, we can do it right here now because we've got some lesser oil for once. But that's actually quite good. We'll take that.
Full all the way, baby.
CVC, you got to plan these resources.
Oh my God, CVC.
What are we gonna get here? Defense. We'll take that.
Bro, it's coming through. Let's go. Come on, 3 for 3.
This is gonna be crit damage now.
3 for 3.
It's gonna be crit damage.
I know it is.
Oh,
okay, well, yeah, pretty much attack percentage, crit damage,
but actually, that's
stuff.
Kind of it's not a very good. Like, we're wasting essentially 5 rolls here. Crit damage, useless. 2 accuracy, useless.
True.
Speed is good. So we're wasting like 3 rolls here. So, and the defense is not exactly a super high roll. So it could be that it's just like, just not happy with these pieces.
Looking at your Duchess build, do you find, and I promise will be the last thing, because I know we've gone like way over time for this video, which I actually love, but do you find that the resist you have on her is enough to matter at your level? Like, would you say that you resist Yumiko, Warlord relatively frequently?
She needs another 200, I feel.
Okay, so the reason why I bring this up is what you might want to consider doing is just go on the full tank route. Just go full tank.
Yeah.
Forget the resist.
I do find though it's very difficult because like I think this is a very important concept for everyone to understand, because a lot of this video is meant to not just be about Drock helping me out here, but so you can understand the mentality of what you need to when you're approaching building your arena teams. Like we've done a lot of tag team coaching on arena, and that's something we will probably do more of, like trying to help people get into that gold one for the Romantu quests. Defense is worthless to some extent. Like we just talked about Narses' A2 like 20 minutes ago, how you can get to 90% ignore defense. So I always struggle to make it any level of like with the amount of available stats and like, you know, the power of people like Jorgid, it makes it near enough almost impossible to make her survive. The only thing that you can make it survive is stone skin and reaction, basically arbitrary things to stop damage. You can't actually build them unless it's like +6, you know, so you get like all these extra bonus stats, because like the 3-star bonus now is a lot. It's 600 defense. That's a significant amount of defense. But actually anything over 4,000 is largely worthless, because, and it's the same thing in normal PvE content, the defense numbers are so high that the valuable asset is ignore defense. You can put it at like 70,000 defense. Doesn't really matter if I'm ignoring 90% of it. Like it's irrelevant. So
and it's also diminishing returns. Like ideally there, if you had an HP percentage based chess piece, that would be the way to go.
Yes.
To boost up the HP.
Now I think I'm not far away, and it stops most of the annoying things, like generally Wukongs can't sheep her, which is valuable.
Okay, that's big. So as long as it's like coming in clutch for you for some stuff, and that makes sense, and I can see that.
Good. So obviously we got her in like a lasting gifts. You know, really, I've got her in Shadow Heal because that's actually kind of annoying. This mastery here is why Incinerate's blessing is never going to be good, because this basically with Incinerate, a fully maxed out Incinerate is the equivalent damage of a single Shadow Heal.
Yeah, Shadow Heal is awesome.
It just eradicates
I'm surprised more people don't run it. It's so frustrating to face.
Yeah, it's really good. So she's in like a pretty okay build, like 257 speed. I did recently rebuild her to get her up speed, build her up a little bit. But yeah, I'm not super happy with, like, this isn't my best stone skin. You can see I haven't glyphed a lot of it because I'm still trying to build it up. Some of it's pretty good resistance. I'm pretty sure like the accessories are not good. Like that is...
Yeah, but reaction is so much more important. Like, that's okay.
What I should be doing is Chaos Auring some of this.
Yeah, you should Chaos Aura that attack one for sure.
Like,
crazy how like
we can do
attack is. Oh my god, how many 18 Chaos Auras?
I don't like to go below 15. It's like a nice little stockpile.
Oh, I've got to
understand, Drock. I'm a hoarder. I hoard everything. Like, I'll show you my soul stockpile. It'll make you cry.
I need to see it.
Let's go.
Come on, HP. Hey, crit damage is great though.
It's a bit of a messy one.
Who cares? Reaction crit damage, that's a win.
You know,
for demon spawn that can go on your Candrafon hypothetically.
That's gonna have to be chaos dusted, but it's not.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be dusted. Yeah,
it's not bad. But like this ring is like just it's a filler. Oof. It's all right.
Yeah, that's just okay. Yeah,
it's probably what's been like. You know, I really need to spend some time gear cleansing, because accessory gear cleansing is the worst, because it always feels like a silver deficit. You know, and it's only been since Alatrian Path that I've had like a stockpile of silver. Otherwise, I'm always like, I've run out of silver. I'm always out of silver.
Yeah.
So then, and I keep meaning to gear cleanse, but I fill out the artifact enhancement event before I even get close to cleansing these days. So
yeah,
but you know, there's a ring here that could be, you know, Chaos Sword.
Oh yeah, rework that.
The only reason why I didn't instantly is because it is attack on attack, and it's only like 12. So we, you know, I mean, if it double rolls,
level it to 16. Let's see if it double rolls. It's triple rolled. Oh, let's go. Come on. End it with a big bang.
King of triple rolls.
Come on. Okay, I hate this game.
It's actually probably okay though, because
it's still usable. For sure.
It's probably okay.
Like, you're never getting rid of that. You're still using that 100%. Like, you'd much rather have what does that put her at if you put that on her right now?
So it's,
you'd put that on her right now.
She loses 233 defense, but she gains 1,000 HP. But obviously we can,
and that's without any glyphs.
Yeah, like you probably just
that's without any glyphs, and just having that reaction is so big if you face a Georgette or anything else. Good God, look at how many oh my God, look at how many glyphs you have. What?
Well, I'm saving it for a rainy day, you know? Speed are my worst ones.
Oh my God.
I've been a bit nervous because I'm running low on accuracy glyphs, so I need to keep them level like quite high.
I really hope people watch this long into the video to see this because, you know, I've got almost none. You've got so many. Holy smokes. Horde Shadow Legends. I'm actually impressed.
I actually keep forgetting to skip. I keep forgetting to do all of my faction war sometimes because I can't bother doing tag team, which is really bad. But yeah, that is a big improvement because obviously with the Ascension, that will knock us down as well. So now it's a double reaction, which makes it even better. So yeah, these are like the little improvements you can make. Soul Forge. Yes. Yes.
Oh my.
Save it for a rainy day, you know?
Look at this.
Ooh.
Oh, that's tempting.
No.
That's tempting.
That's tempting.
Oh God, the Eris rare. I love it. This is like totally different levels where I see the Sun Wukong. I'm like, yes.
Do you know the problem I have is it's too expensive for me. It should be 50.
It is really expensive.
Like 150. It's so expensive that I just can't bring myself to go, oh, well, that 5-star is worth the 100 essence because that's just insane amounts of...
It's crazy.
It is just so much, and I can't bring myself... Epic's fine. I feel like Epics are well positioned, like it's 35 and 100. Yeah. So 135 to get you rank 5 and rank 6. So, you know, I've got pretty much my Seer that way. I've got Whisper that way. I think I got Neldo. I bought the 5-star because at 5-star in Finite, a 4-hitter becomes almost guaranteed for Phantom Touch. It's a massive power curve. So I picked that up, and obviously 5-star Godseeker and Eerie.
Yeah, I think you're smart. You're smart to do that. You're better. You get better value for epics on most accounts, without a doubt.
And obviously with Awakened stages in Centranos, getting more 5-stars is more valuable than having the 1 6-star. Incidentally,
very true.
Next Centranos rotation, guess which champion appears in every single Awakened staged?
Hey, Electron, let's go.
That one that we had to spend like our entire lives.
Yeah.
Right, then should we do it? Let's close it out then. I really appreciate you sticking around for like nearly an hour and a half. If everyone's still watching this, congratulations. I hope it's of interest. This is kind of like what, we'll probably do more like, maybe we'll figure out a live stream because I think then we can get some chat interaction and stuff. Maybe when we build stuff, it'd be kind of cool to have you on again if you want to join.
Dude, I would love that. I mean, I can literally like you, I think we both have a passion for the game. I could talk about this all night. So I'm really curious. I hope this video does well for you. I'm curious to see who actually comes to watch. Guys, if you're still watching, thank you, because obviously we spent a long time talking about all different sorts of stuff, but I don't know. That's the excitement of it, Let's
find an arena so you can experience what it is like in Gold 1. It's been a while since you've been here, right? You probably have never experienced this kind of Gold 1. This is going to be Wukong.
I've never experienced this kind of Gold, so I'm really curious.
This will be Arbiter Wukong.
Okay.
I'm almost certain of it. It's Arbiter Wukong because it always is Arbiter Wukong, the first picks.
Not Sifi though? Oh, it's Yumiko. Oh,
okay. So my normal strategy here is I'll just pick Duchess because I feel like I just want to make sure I've got a pick. And then I tend to pick Vlad at the moment because he's built well. But, I'm probably going to get locked out here because this is going to be a fast team.
You don't pick the Rotos? I'd pick the Rotos there.
Yeah, I could do that, I guess.
Because he can get around the lockout with the A1 extra turns. Lockout's less scary, so he'll probably go UDK.
Puts with Yumiko, because if they put something that isn't I'll just ban the Yumiko, just ban the lockout.
Let's see what they got. Harima UDK.
It's probably be Sify Rota. Well, they can't do Rotos now. It'd probably be
they can't do. That's also why I pick Rotos, is I don't want the Sify Rotos combo. And I think Rotos is scary. I mean, he has a lot of counters. That's the one downside. But
Ultimate Death Knight being the one.
So that you go UDK, cool. That's fine.
So I could bring Wukong, which will counter. Because obviously I can, and I need to pick a second damage dealer because obviously if they ban the Rotos, Wukong's not built for damage. Yeah. I often go towards Vlad.
I like Vlad,
but if there's a lockout, I could go to Fenix. I just can't remember if my Fenix is built anymore.
Ooh, then go with who is built. Because I made this mistake the other day and I accidentally picked my Lizard, who I just ungeared for a video, and I was crying.
I'm 90% certain that half of the gear went from Fenax to Rotos.
We'll check at the end. We have to look at the end to see if we got it right.
So now it's just he's going to have to bring Revive shortly because and damage.
He's got to go. Ooh. Well, damage actually. He's got no Revive because of the lockout. Oh, so this is really interesting. So now we're in a tricky position because
I can't pick Nekret.
We can't protect that Wukong. You could go Uko maybe.
Uko. Here. I think Uko is a good shout.
I think Uko would probably make the most sense. The biggest thing that I'm worried about, UKK. UKK? No.
Okay, well, we got Mikage.
Mikage, we can work with that. We can work with that. I feel like you're banning the Georgian, right? Yeah.
Because I don't think Frolny hits super hard too early.
Well, the problem with Frolny is the monkey. That's what makes me worried for you. Is Frolny with the monkey can become really scary, but Georgian is the more terrifying option for sure.
Mikage.
He banned the Mikage. Yeah, people are afraid of the Mikage.
Silly.
Let's go.
I'm pretty confident he won't outspeed my monkey because he's at like 364 speed. And most people don't expect them to be that fast. And he hasn't really got a speed lead, does he? He's got no...
No, he doesn't have a speed lead.
Aura win, so I should...
Let's hope so.
Oh, yeah, easy. So we just basically you go away. Don't like you anymore.
Oh, this is huge. This is huge.
Okay, can we stop counterattacking? So now I'll get locked out. That's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's the resist problem there. Obviously not enough to stop that.
Yeah, it's not enough to stop that. This is where it gets tricky, though, right? This is where it gets tricky because he's going to kill your monkey and get stronger without a doubt. Off of that.
Oh, and he's got.
Yeah. Extra turn, baby. We're back in it. That's what I'm talking about.
Your HP.
I love it.
Because obviously his win condition is the Frolny.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well.
Look at how slow it's built. Now he's going to kill him for sure.
Well, he can kill any of my
Probably kill your Vlad here too.
I don't even know what Frolny does. I'll be honest. I've never seen him.
Yeah, he's got AoE. He'll kill your Vlad. He'll kill your monkey here for sure.
Oh,
what a goofball! What a goofball! Kill his Nekret. Kill him.
Bye.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. Suck him dry, Saf.
Oh, come on.
Suck him dry.
Come on.
You're good, baby. You're good.
He was nearly dead though. Come on, like.
It doesn't even matter. He's done. He's toast.
Because he has no revive.
Daddy Drock plus Saf equals domination. We didn't even need the Uko.
This is the thing.
Didn't even need it.
This is why you always have to have revive in your team, because if something goes wrong, I can't.
Oh, this is the tricky thing though. We don't have a double hitter to get around the UDK.
Don't have my skills. She hasn't got it back though, right? So it's fine. He's gonna probably kill someone.
He'll kill Rotos here for sure. Oh my god, bro. Oh my lord, if that doesn't illustrate exactly why.
Right, you go away again.
Oh yeah, just sheep and it's over. Say goodnight. Say goodnight, bro.
Wow, we can use abilities. It's so fun.
Yes.
Oh wait, we're gonna get locked out again.
Yes.
It's all right though.
Nah, she's not back around to it. Nope. It's over. It's over. Say goodnight. Say goodnight.
One down. He's quit. He's quit.
Yeah, he quit out. Let's go. That's my man.
Go. It's not bad. I mean, the problem is you never know like the power curve there, because it's like, well, that you're going quite rightly, that Frolny's going to kill you. And it's like, didn't do anything.
He's not good. This is part of why I say he's not good. But if he gets kills, he can become good very quickly.
It's basically like Fortis example.
But he couldn't even kill your monkey. So it's like, how was he built? Like that, there's no way that was a well-built Frolny.
But then when you do think about it, his Duchess passive resistance 25%. He didn't have increased defense, so that's another problem.
True.
I don't know whether one of his form is defense-based. I don't know which one it is. But
the second form is defense-based. The first is HP-based.
Okay, so I basically reduce his damage by stealing his max HP.
Right back to it, baby. Duchess Rotos.
So that's actually why he didn't do it, is we got a big A2 on his max HP destruction. So he lost like probably 30% of his damage. So max HP destruction can be a big thing. Right, this is going to be
this guy is really selling out for the...
I mean... I still like Vlad.
Honestly, I
think if I take Nekret this time, though.
You want Nekret?
The Vlad without Nekret is scary.
You could see that. Your monkey was doing work last turn, though. I will say that.
Yeah, they're going to be slow, aren't they? So unless they pick a speed aura.
Yeah, like I feel like your monkey still does work here.
If I pick Nekret, I can't pick another.
Then you can't. Yeah, I can't have another reviver. So
and not even that.
You got to think about this.
I can go another revive if they ban the monkey, but if they ban the Rotos, which they probably will do.
Yeah, who do you want for damage?
It's gonna have to be that.
Vlad. All right, we'll do Vlad. Okay.
The Baron is built well, but not as fast. Whereas Vlad's got like 250 speed, you know. So
well, also Baron tough because you basically have to ban Harima there, or you're not going to do any damage.
All right. So my last pick
See
is
what
like,
he's got.
it could be Nekret, it could be Uko. It could be a Pythian, but he's not built very well. So he's gone speed
Okay,
loss.
so he's gone speed. Okay.
My Tormin's not built. This is when I would instantly just go Tormin. But
yes, this would go Tormin for
but
sure.
then again, if I just take away his speed aura, I will guarantee my turn.
Take away his speed.
It will create a bit of an issue. I'll need to outlive him.
Uko or Nekret? Who are you thinking?
I feel like Uko for the double revive, otherwise he's going to ban my Duchess.
All right, you got to do it quick though. Spell it correctly this time.
I feel like he's just going to ban Duchess otherwise. If I've got to ban the Arbiter.
Yeah.
Because I'll win the speed race. Instantly, no speed aura. That gives me a massive advantage. If he takes the monkey, it's 29%. It depends what he bans. But I've got 3 speed auras, so it's really nice. That's what I thought he would do. So now we're okay.
Okay, nice.
But the question is now, who do I sheep?
Now the question is does
it
he pick
ultimate Death
resistance
Knight?
though?
Like, it's probably going to be a Stone Skin Heffrax, so like I can't kill anyone.
Yeah.
And do I take out the Warlord so I can keep my abilities? It's actually quite awkward because...
Well, you can also steal these buffs with Uko. So that's the one good thing is you can get rid of these buffs. You can strip these buffs. So Uko is, see, I love this. Why I love lower level Ivory, because you don't have to worry about any polymorph. You're actually you're playing the game here. You're actually doing strategy. It's great.
If it loads.
I miss this. It'll load. I believe.
Oh, okay. We'll get nervous there.
Yeah, I believe.
Okay, so I could try an A3.
How fast? You could. I
can't exactly take out the Warlord anyway, because if I sheep, it's going to sheep the Ultimate Death Knight. So let's just do that.
Yeah.
Oh, we resisted.
Oh shit! Now we're in trouble.
That's a high resistance one. I mean, we're going to get locked out, I guess. And if I lose turn meter, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we didn't lose turn meter, but it's pretty much over now because I've got no AoE. A1? No, it's GG.
Yep. We're in trouble.
Welcome to the world of why Ultimate Death Knight is the worst problem in Live Arena.
Yeah. Got to have more accuracy. Pain is real. The pain is real.
It could. Well, the thing is, it could have been a 3%. We don't know.
It could have been.
I've had situations before. I'm like, wow, this is impossible, and then literally everything else has worked.
I didn't see who he picked as his lead, so he might have used Warlord or
he's probably picking
or Harima for their resistance.
Oh, this is pretty much done anyway.
No, he can weak hit. You stole the. No,
it's fine.
You stole the Stone Skin buff.
It was done anyway because I didn't have revive, so it would have been over.
Are we still recording, by the way?
Yeah, we're still recording. We're still recording.
I love this.
It's...
All right, last battle. We got to get the win.
Listen,
Come on.
this is a good thing. Like, don't leave early until you lose. Like, I do it all the time sometimes.
You stole the Stone Skin.
Okay, it's fine. We go first this time, so...
All right.
I always struggle because you kind of show your hand on your first pick. If you pick Duchess, they know you're not going to go fast. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, it's true. It's a different strategy here. I mean, what do you usually do when you have first pick? What do you usually go?
Duchess. Because I don't want to risk the loss. I mean, she's just so dominant at this level.
She is really good. I think that's a great pick. That's who I would pick if I were in your position.
I do hold the position that she's not like S+ anymore, because I think there are better revivers. Like Siphi would be picked over her with the Marichka. Like, she's not first pick for now.
Yeah, Siphi is the first pick almost
this is
always
what you see
at the high level.
Pretty much in Gold 1. It's always Sun Wukong Ultimate Death Knight, pretty much, which is why.
And this is also a damage Wukong.
Probably,
which is scary.
So
this is honestly though, you know what though? This is a great time to look at your Elva. This is a great time because of those weak hit affinities.
She wasn't built before, but she is built for this.
Like, this is someone to consider. I wouldn't necessarily pick her right now because you don't have to worry about someone picking her most of the time, but I would think about her. I'm
Vlad Rotos again.
I mean, I'm still picking Rotos, every single time. I'm still picking Rotos.
It's only really the lockout that's causing us to fail because we can't AoE with Vlad. As long as we don't get a lockout, it's fine.
Well, because you're probably banning the UDK here as of right now. Siphi Goffred, okay.
I bet he wanted
Siphi not on the first pick. That is interesting.
I bet he wanted Siphi Rotos.
Such a different strategy. I bet he did too. I mean, who are you banning right now? Right now, you're probably banning you're banning Kong?
Yeah, because you take the aura, and I find the aura is so powerful.
So then are you going to go Nekret so you can get around the UDK?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think Elva.
I like Elva.
She's in bolster as well, so we get a bit of shielding.
Great.
Actually, I think Nekret is as well. I think we've got double bolster, so that'll be nice.
Double bolster, baby. This is what it's about. Nogdar. Interesting.
I think we just take the aura, right?
Man. Take it away. I mean, that or the Siphi or the UDK.
The Siphi's not going to beat my speed race Well, she might beat the speed race because 257, but the aura should.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably get rid of the Kong, maybe. You can get around the EDK with Nekret. That's the thing. If he bans the Nekret, then you have Lat. So he did ban that. Okay,
it's fine. It's still got Duchess, which is probably a better option here.
That's good. Vlad is going to be the one protected, hopefully. So not your Rotos, but Nogdar also is a weak hitter versus Rotos, which helps us as well. Oh yeah.
So just straight into A2 there.
Hey, we're faster. Let's go.
Like I can
dominate.
I tend to pivot A2 here because I just like the turn meter control.
Sure. She resisted. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could use the A2 so you don't risk getting the extra turn. Yeah.
Wonder how Nogdar's going to do. He can't swap the H. Well, yeah, I suppose he can swap the HP in. Actually, I think this is a really bad mistake he's made here because he can't get the HP difference with Nogdar because of the block damage from Goffred.
Because the block damage, yeah.
So he's actually kind of like, what is he going to do? He can A3, but it'll do nothing.
Yeah.
I suppose it will do that, but I mean, he's not going to kill anyone.
Whatever.
He's actually just killed himself. And if he dies,
now he gets revived immediately.
The life harvest that I was talking about earlier. I've just managed to gain a turn.
Harvest that life, baby.
And then now I'll kill the Siphi.
Let's go.
And it's GG.
Oh,
and this is what.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a good way to end the video because it kind of shows what I was trying to suggest in my original thought process with the whole polymorph saga. It's like, well, in that situation, what got me that extra turn was the life harvest giving me 20% turn meter boost and getting me back to a turn before that enemy Siphi. And that's kind of a big deal. Now, I might have still won anyway, but that consistency of having that life harvest always available. If Siphi revived the Nogdar, or if Nogdar died again and then revived it, then, it just keeps feeding me turn meter. Keep giving me the turn meter. That's all I want. So cool. Well, I think, you know what? It's been an amazing video. Thank you so much for your time, Drock. I hope people who've been watching learn a bit.
So much fun. So much fun. I love this stuff. This is what I'm passionate about. And to just get to talk like arena with you is, I don't know, it's just fun to come on your account, see what you're working with, and also see how live arena and arena functions here, because it is so different depending on what level of the game that you're at. You know what I mean? And this was fun.
Yeah.
This was good.
So my plan is now on Clan versus Clan, we're going to be building out Ancora. We're going to be building out Shuzhen. Hopefully there's a training tournament coming up because I don't like 6-star in champions outside of training tournaments. I'll be honest. That's always a feels bad moment. And ironically, I did just prepare for next rotation of Cintranas by leveling 2 champions to 6-star. So that was like a bit of a, ironic moment. But yeah, thanks so much, Drock. Any sort of last words you want to give to anyone? Shout out your channel, of course. Give everyone, let everyone know how to find you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Hey, what's up? If you want to check me out, if you like arena stuff like this, I'm over at Big Papa Drock, RSL, and all that kind of fun stuff. No, I think the biggest, the biggest word I've got here is Plarium, please nerf polymorph so I can enjoy arena like this again, because this was so much fun to get to see the differences in champions and get to mess around in your accounts. So, Saf, thank you so much for having me. I know we've talked about doing this collab for forever. I'm so glad it's actually happened. Yeah, me too. And I think it came at the right moment because I was starting to get lost amongst all my... I can't really say the word. I don't have meta champions anymore. So that's out there. As I said to someone earlier on a DM... on a comment, that ship has sailed when I got Rotos and it sunk at the bottom of the ocean when I got Shuzhen. So I'm Narses. So no more can I say I don't have the meta. Now I actually can only fail if I'm absolutely incompetent. So hopefully, all this information you give me is really good. So thank you so much. But anyway, guys, we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching this very long video. And normally I'd like to keep them quite short. It's basically been a live stream at this point. And yeah, make sure you go follow Drock and I'll catch you guys in the next video.